Well, it all comes down to this. The New South Wales Cup Finals have reached the Grand Final as our Warriors take on the Dragons. And the highlights today are brought to you by warriorsanonymous.co.nz. That's the online store where you can get all your Warriors Anonymous streetwear, men's, women's, kids, babies. We've got the whole whānau sorted right there at warriorsanonymous.co.nz to get yours today and get it delivered out to your door. Now let's have a look at the first half highlights of this big Grand Final. The Warrior Nation were there. Richie Morgan and the team were there up in the stands at Combank Stadium in Parramatta on a sunny Sunday afternoon. It is Grand Final Sunday in the knock-on effect New South Wales Cup. And as you can see, pretty as a picture there. Wonderful conditions for what should be a nice open Grand Final as the Warriors ran out, the minor premiers, taking on the second place St George Illawarra Dragons. Of course, the Dragons back a couple of weeks ago, they beat the Warriors 24 points to 10 in the major semi-final. And the Warriors used that to spring back, beating the Parramatta Eels in the prelim final last week, 42 to 14. And the Warriors playing in their blue uniforms. They get first use of the ball as Tanner Stowers-Smith gets driven back. Some good defense there from the Dragons right up in the face of the Warriors. They know what it takes to knock this team off. And they're getting up and nice and early, up in their faces as Bunty are fought. Will this be his last game for the Warriors? If they lose, it will be. And if they win, he might get one more perhaps. We'll see. Struggling to get out of their own area here are the Warriors on this first set as Taine Tuopiki takes it out to about 27 metres away from the goal line. And Tanner Boyd gets the kick away, a bit of attention after the kick, which he wasn't happy about as well. But the Dragons, they would bring it back for their first use as Jesse Williams, the winger, gets corralled there. And up on the next few tackles, they work their way upfield. Nick Sigranis dragged down by a few Warriors tacklers, played back to Conor Mulison. And here's the last tackle. The kick from Lachlan Ilias. It's a good one. Down to Tuopiki. And oh dear, what's happened here? It ends up in the arms of Jonah Glover. The Dragons 5'8". However, it gets sent up. There is video refereeing for this Grand Final. So effectively a bunker. Warriors fans, don't worry. It actually helps them on this case because it went up. There's no try from the referee. And you just see a little bobble there from Glover. They sold it well. And the Warriors dodge a massive bullet. Nice and early. In this one, Dragons keep coming though. Here's a good run from Hamesele, the number 16, up into the starting lineup. The Warriors had an adjustment to their lineup as well. They're 17 as Makai Tahafua dropped out and Freddie Lussick came in. And here's some desperate defence right on the goal line as Mulison, the dummy half from the Dragons, tried to work his way over. And on the next set, we'll come across there and go astray. Dragons full of running here. Trying to catch the Warriors cold, and they get more attack as well. It's the number 13, Webster, will take it in. Jacob Webster plays it back. Mulison. Jonah Glover tries to get the offload away there. And that was on all right. Couple of chances going begging there in the first 10 minutes from St George Illawarra. And Tanner Boyd trying to kick his way out of trouble here. He may well do more than that. Look at that for a kick. Whiangai gets across the winger to try and keep it in, but that ball goes into touch, and that is a 40-20. Warriors, they go from desperately defending. Now they go to attack. Here's Grant Dalfa. Moala Grant Dalfa leading the Warriors' try-scoring tally. He plays it back for Ed Cossey. He'll have a crack at a dummy half. And the Dragons' defence is there to hold him up. Big Ed. He's a handful, all right. There's another one. Moala Grant Dalfa, over he goes, puts it down. He goes from dummy half, and the Warriors just bludgeon their way into first points in the 2025 Grand Final. Well played in the end. It survived the early onslaught from the Red V. It was well done here by Cossey. Attracted a few defenders, got to his feet. There was still a man in the play of the ball there. Moala Grant Dolfa. He knows his way to the try line. Gets a few of those sneaky ones. Out of dummy half. He's had a couple of runs directly from penalty taps as well. He was nice and close here, and he knew exactly what he was doing. He saw the space and just put the ball right on the line. Warriors would lead this one early, 4 points to 0 as the kick would come off the upright from Tanner Boyd. Dragons, what can they do to respond? Well, they come to the left-hand side, and Hayden Buchanan, the centre, hang on, here he goes with the jink, turns to Opiki inside out, and over he goes. Hayden Buchanan, this young centre three-quarter for St George Illawarra. Big raps on him. He's come up through the age grades. And he just sliced and diced the defence here. And what had happened on that right-hand side? He had support on the inside and then just went in, out. Away he goes. Tuopiki didn't get close. The Dragons would go out to a 6 points to 4 lead. Warriors stung into attack now. The kick comes up into the hands of Peckham Harris. And he gets thrown away by Ed Cossey. The little fella there versus the big fella. Big Ed says, no. Throws him out with the trash. And the Warriors would keep attacking here from the line dropout. Here's Jason Salalilo. Bringing some strong carries from the bench. And some good defence right on the line. Shooting up there to take down Healy. It's Tom Ale. This is the last tackle. Bit of a breakdown in communication there at a dummy half. And Ale would be stopped there for a handover. Dragons leading by 2. Here they come with some more attack. This is the number 15 Hutchinson. He'll play it back to Finau. They come left. They got numbers. Buchanan steps back inside looking for his second try. And he is just held up. The referee right on the spot there. There was Ale. A little bit of a shake of the head there from Tom. And Tuopiki, they both got to him and just held him up. Must have been inches in it. Fantastic scrambling defence as the Warriors hang on. And Tanner Boyd's going to put one nice and high. Down it comes and bounces into space there. Who wants it? Peckham Harris, the centre. Sees a little bit of daylight on the outside here. Good run here from Tyler Peckham Harris. Breaks through. And away he goes, the little guy. Gets back to his feet, but then loses the ball as Yedemir Toyava came up over the top and finished off the tackle there. Hit him from the blind side. The Warriors will get the turnover. Can they make the most of it? Here's Freddie Lussick, wearing jersey 22. Came onto the bench and onto the field as well as they come to the left. Fatia Lofa. Off the short ball from Tanner Boyd. He'll play it back to Healy. Throws a little dummy Sam Healy. Tries to reach out. His second grand final in a row. He played in this one last year for the Newtown Jets. Got the win there. As Tanner Boyd comes up with the kick on the last tackle. And up it goes. And up goes Setu 2, the winger. Wonderful stuff. Went up. Out jumped the defenders. He loves that. As Setu 2 into the lineup last week as injury replacement for Siok Gali, and what a job he's done. He got 2 tries last week, did 2, and he gets another one here in the GF. We'll see this one ground level. It's a beautifully placed kick right into the space, that little zone of uncertainty. And that's where 2 came across on the angle, caught it. And the Warriors leading now 10 points to 6 as Jason Salalilo just about busts them wide open here on the next set. Healy comes across to the right as the footage gets a bit grainy. And Yedemir Toyava will play it right near the halfway line as Tuopiki goes for a scamper. They push into the St George Illawarra half. They come short side this time from Boyd and Yedemir Toyava in space. They're queuing up. On the inside, the outside, he goes inside to Sam Healy. And that is a wonderful try. Back-to-back tries for the Wars. You see it on the WA replay. Tanner Boyd just scheming down the short side. And look at the numbers lining up there. 2 on the inside, 2 on the outside. It was like an Air Force formation. The fighter jets lining up. And Yedemir Toyava just summed it up perfectly. And good support on the inside there from Healy. The big dive. Probably won't get too many style points on that one, but that's all right. 16 points to 6. Couple of minutes to go here before the halftime break. What can the Dragons do to try and get things going back their way? Here's Raymond Faitala Mariner, the former Warrior, former Otahuhu Leopard. Kick comes up now for Tuopiki. And over the top, here they go. Comes back for Tanner Boyd. And it will be a dropout. Came back off Tuopiki, struggling off the high balls there. They're not going to go short with the kickoff. They're going to go long. They're going to go very long. Look at this. Tanner Boyd kicks at 85 metres. And the Dragons will have to start this set way back in their own territory. Good return on the first carry, though, to get them moving forward. And they would get near the try line as well. Here's Ben Murdoch-Masila, former Warrior. And he has a little bobble there. Not happy about it as Big Benny. And that would be the last opportunity of the half. 4 points. So into the second half now. The Dragons trailing by 10. 3 minutes gone here in the second stanza. It's Faitala Mariner dancing with them. Slow to get to his feet here. Picks up a little bit of an injury. Plays it back for Finau. Glover looking for runners on the outside. The ball comes free to Ed Kossi. Here's Fatsialofa. And he is blindsided as well. Ball comes free. The Dragons, they'll get some more possession here in the early stages of the second half. They know they need a score here to bring this game closer. Haile Finau, the replacement dummy half, comes to the left. Here's Ben Murdoch-Masila shrugging away. Almost busts his way through here. Quick play of the ball, and Finau jumps off the back of that. And over he goes. The Dragons dummy half. He dots it down on the line to bring the Dragons back into this one. 16 points to 10. We'll see it on the replay here. Murdoch-Masila lightning quick to his feet to play the ball. And Finau just found the line there. And that was enough to bring them back within 4 points. Tight game here in the grand final. Two teams who have played each other 3 times before this game on the season. And the kick's going to come up from Glover. What's going to happen here? Tuopiki coming across. It gets tapped forward by Cody Ramsey. Dragons appeal for a try. Maybe more hopeful than anything. You've got to try and sell it. Yes, but the referee, he was wise to it. And the Warriors that come with a bit of attack here down this left-hand side with Luke Hansen trying to get to his feet to play it. Kalis Fatsialofa spots a gap. Away he goes. Kalis Fatsialofa looking for support. He's got Tuopiki. He tries to get the ball away there. The defenders come across. His body's everywhere. Everyone's throwing up double high fives. Lots of advice for the referee. We'll see it on the WA replay. As Fatsialofa just coasted on through. He had Tuopiki. Great work here from Ramsey. Got across. And then Lussick gets taken without the ball there from Ilias. He is not happy about that. Neither is Ilias as he gets sent to the bin for 10 minutes to cool his heels. The Warriors will take the penalty right out in front of the sticks to see what they can do with this one-man advantage for the next 10 minutes. They'll take the points to start with and see what happens here. In the next set, Healy puts in a nice little kick on the last tackle. Very good kick. And Cody Ramsey gets across there, has to cover it off. Not much he can do. And on the next set, the Warriors, they'll be peppering the try line here as Kalani going. Slow to his feet to play the ball. Lussick brings it back to Boyd. Looking for Hansen, tapped on. Great hands from Kossi. He gets it back into Grant Dalfa. While Grant Dalfa, he just about splits them. Almost set sail for the uprights there. A bit of a slow play of the ball as Lussick brings it across to going. Looking for Boyd. Numbers now on the outside. And Ali Leatawa gets it out. Setu 2. He gets 2. kicks it up, nearly takes the referee's head off. He is absolutely pumped as the right winger for the Wars. Does the celebration as well. He gets his second try of the match. Some great play here. It came out from Tuopiki, the defence shifted across, and then Alilea Tawa, just some soft hands. Passed it out. Probably in a manner that no textbook would suggest. He just popped it out over the top there. There you go. And the fans loving that. The referee avoids an HIA as the kick comes through, and Tanner Boyd right in front of Bay 117. The crowd right behind him as he tries to add to the lead from right near the touchline. Straight over the black dot there. Tanner Boyd, happy days. Waz here extend their lead. They've still got a couple of minutes left with this one-man advantage while Ilias is in the sin bin. They keep attacking. Played back here for Lussick. As Tanner Stowers-Smith tries to have a go from close range. Shrugs away from them and gets it back to Lussick. Boyd, he rolls in the grubber kick, and look who's right there on the spot. Eri Yeremia Toiava. What a game he's having. Set up a try earlier. Making some big plays as EIT. And the crowd loving that. The Warriors extending their advantage here. We'll see it on the last tackle. Tanner Boyd just rolled in the grubber kick. Placed it right where he needed to. Right in between the defenders. And Yeremia Toiava, just as he was trying to get up there, hurt his ankle. We'll see it from ground level as well. Thing of beauty. Rolled in behind there from Boyd. And then, yes, Eddie's trying to get up there. Picks up the little injury, which will have to come from the field. That's unfortunate. Bit of an ankle injury or some type of lower leg injury. So the Warriors have shot out to a 30-12 lead. Here come the Dragons. Bit of a slingshot move. And the Warriors were right there. They are awake to it. Last tackle now. St. George Illawarra. Ilias puts it high. Chase is coming through. And it falls back into the hands of Tanner Boyd. Having himself a day out there. This is the halfback. Here he comes again. Looking for runners. Hansen. Grant Dolfa. Out to Kossi. He's got nowhere to go. Does well to stay in field, really. 10 minutes to go here in the grand final. The Warriors leading by 18. As Boyd goes to the skies once again. And the chasers are coming through. Knocked on there by the Dragons. The Warriors will get more possession. Trying to strangle them. And finish off the job here. In the grand final as Healy goes for a scoot on the next set. He goes over the line. But they drag him back. And that was the last tackle, so it will be a handover. Dragons holding on grimly here. And they come with some attack too. Murdoch Masila down the short side. Dragged down. He plays it back for Peckham Harris as they come blindside again. The chip kick from Ramsey. And Freddie Lussick is there to clean it all up. Great play from the veteran dummy half. The Dragons, they're not giving up. Even though the time is ticking down, here comes Peckham Harris with a run. The ball comes free. Fatsiolofa taps it back for Healy. And he gets it away for Tain Tuopiki. Warriors here on the verge of history. They've been in 4 of these grand finals. The ball comes wide here, but it's been knocked on earlier in the play. Crowd got excited about it, but it wasn't going to happen. One thing is going to happen, though, is the Warriors, it's all smiles from the bench. They know they're coasting towards their first senior title ever. They've been in 4 of these New South Wales Cup or equivalent finals. And this is the first time they have won one. As Tuopiki gets the ball, they try the trick shot play. The St. George Illawarra. Jet Cleary goes for a bit of a run. What an experience for this young man to be a part of this cup winning team in his first season back at the Warriors. As the Warriors just now look to shut it all down. As Freddie Lussick takes the final carry. And there it is. History has been made. The Warriors have taken out the knock-on effect New South Wales Cup for 2025. The first time the club has won a senior title. The first time the club has won 2 titles in any grade. Of course, earlier in the year was the Harold Mets. They won their 2nd title in a row. And it is jubilation there for this New Zealand side. It's been a great tight team all year long. They mentioned it amongst the group. Coach David Tangata as well spoke highly of the bond between the players and the crowd as well. Look at the fans. Bay 117 and the surrounding bays as well. There was too many people. The Warrior Nation there beating the drum. And the support. You can see what it means to these players. Absolute jubilation there. The chanting. Everyone's up and about. Richie Morgan leading the chants. And the boys absolutely loving that. A great day indeed for this New Zealand Warriors club. And Tanner Boyd mentioned he had a good game. A very good game, in fact. He got player of the match for the grand final. Goes up, gets the medal as being the best on the field. Says a few words thanking the crowd and the opposition and everyone involved. And then Kalani going up on stage with Bunty Afoa, the veteran, holding up the New South Wales Cup for 2025. Of course, Bunty won a title back in 2014 with the under-20s Warriors. This is his final season with the club before he heads off. And there you go, your champion team, the minor premiers. They are now the premiers for 2025, the Warriors New South Wales Cup team. 16-match unbeaten streak during the year, and they are now the champions. What a great feeling that is. Now there's actually one game left. The state championship is on next week. Everyone forgets about this game. Warriors going to take on the Queensland Cup winners, the Burleigh Bears, next week on Grand Final Day, NRL Grand Final Day. So that should be on Sky and Channel 9, depending on where you are. And yeah, we'll see what we can make for you next week. Probably not much due to the copyright, but who knows? History has been made. And until next time, up the Waz. Go the Warriors!